Hello, everyone, and welcome back this Thursday, March 8th.
So glad you're watching Pro News 7 tonight. Suppressors go on rifles and catch the gases and report that come out when the gun is fired. That makes the sound the rifle makes much quieter.
What about using them when you go hunting? Pro News 7's Kendall Lee Bates has more on the proposed law that would legalize those devices for that activity.
Texas Parks and Wildlife is looking into amending the state's hunting proclamation. Those amendments would expand the use of legal suppressors on firearms while hunting non-nuisance animals, such as deer and other game.
It's still going to be loud. If you go in your backyard, put a suppressor on your gun and shoot it in the backyard, your neighbors are going to know you just shot that suppressor.
Many hunters and gun dealers say the law could improve the quality of hunting.
Most people do not wear hearing protection in the field because it's cumbersome and hard to do. Many times the report of the rifle will scatter the herds when it's fired. The herds are not going to scatter and you're going to be able to get off a second shot. Number two, if you have neighbors in close proximity, they're not going to be able to hear the shot that you're fired.
Still, some have expressed concerns about gangs and poachers getting and using suppressors for criminal activity.
To get a suppressor, you go through a very rigid FBI check to get it. So we're not dealing with criminals. We're dealing with good people. People that do not have a record, that have no violent crimes in their history. The typical criminal, your poacher, is not going to be able to obtain a suppressor legally.
Panhandle Gunslingers in Amarillo is in the process of getting its Class 3 license. That would allow the store to sell suppressors to customers who pass background checks.
We have to go through the proper paperwork through the ATF and the FBI. We feel like that there is definitely a need in Amarillo for a Class 3 dealer, a public Class 3 dealer that has, with a storefront. And that's what we're going to try to do.
Texas Parks and Wildlife is taking public comment on the proposed amendments through March 28th. Other states have implemented those suppressor regulations, and Stokes says they have not reported any problems. Kendall Lee Bates, Pro News 7.
And Schrant doesn't think suppressors would make a hunter more likely to walk into the line of fire.
If you have questions or comments on the issue, Texas Parks and Wildlife wants to hear them.